Hello, hello. Can you see my screen now? Sorry, I was.
Yes, we can see.
Yes, we can see. Does anybody have any questions? Sorry for the delay. I don't know what was happening. I have to run my notebook on Collab now. It was not working on my PC. I don't know why. Do you have any questions related to anything that we did before? If you have any questions, just let me know. Today we'll be starting with some very interesting things. We'll be working with strings, and then we'll start with data structures. We'll at least look at two, maybe even three data structures today. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. I think there are no questions. But yeah, please feel free to ask your questions. You can ask your questions in the chat. You can ask them, yeah, in any way you like. And don't be shy. Yeah. Okay, let's start. We already saw a little bit about strings. We use strings like this is a string. This is a standard string in Python under double quotes. And when I run this cell, this is the output. Like I told you yesterday, I can do it like this. If you are working in other environment other from Jupyter Notebook, you have to specifically print in order to get the output. So here, this is the output. So this is how you write a string. It can be Michael Jackson, it can be Ibad Rathod, it can be your name, and it should be under the double quotes. Okay, and it should be under the double quotes. It can be also under single quotes. But yeah, if you are using single quotes on one side, you have to end the string with the same thing. You cannot do something like this. I think you cannot do something like this. Let's run it. Yeah, this is the syntax error. If you start with single quotations, you have to end it with single quotations. Okay. So this is your standard string. It can be also something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with spaces. Space is also a string. Okay. Yeah, space is also a string, and you can represent numbers like this. And if I want to see the type of this, let me say this is a string of numbers. And if I want to see what is the type of variable, I will uh, I will write print type name. Oh, sorry, numbers, not name. Numbers in this case I want to see. And if I run this, print type numbers, sorry, numbers. Okay, if I write numbers, it is of class string. Like we already seen that there is class float, there is class int, and there is class strings. There are also other classes, and even you can make your custom classes. A car can be a string, a fruit can be a string. We will not be going into object-oriented programming in this. Maybe if we get time, I don't think so, but yes. This is also a string of numbers, and spaces. Space is also a string if it is under double quotations. Otherwise, if it is spaces like here, the interpreter just ignores this space unless it is a tab. Okay, so this is also a string. These are all these symbols. Okay, these are also a string if they are under quotations, double quotations. Okay, and if you, like I said yesterday, and if you want to include, like if you want to include double quotations, you can do it like this. Hello, this Iban. If I run this will work perfectly. And this is, you can include like this. And if you want to include single quotation marks, you will have to do something like this. Use double for the string, and single for, use double quotations for the string, and single for representing whatever your need is. Maybe use it as an apostrophe anywhere. Okay, so this is also a string. And you can print strings directly, print hello as we have been doing. You can print hello world. Okay, two words. You can even print long sentences. Sorry, P is capital here. As you can see, Python is case sensitive. We can write print a whole sentence hello How are you doing? Okay. Uh, so you can, if you want to change the line, you can use this backward slash n like I showed you yesterday. It will change the line. Okay. So these are just basic ways in which you can write a string. We'll also be looking at strings, string operations, like I said. Okay. This is, you can assign it to a name and you can then print that name. Okay. It is helpful to think of a string as an ordered sequence. Okay. So now we are coming to the interesting things and something that we will be working all the time. Okay. So the first thing that we this is also true for other data structures. So please keep your mind please keep your mind open now, because this is something very important, indexing. Just give me a moment. Oh, one moment, please. I'll start with it. हाँ भाई.
बिजी था क्या तू?
हाँ मतलब अभी कुछ कर रहा हूँ, जल्दी बता, तू जल्दी बता.
मैं फिर तेरी साइकिल लेके जाऊंगा, मैं तेरे पास 1 बजे के आसपास आता हूँ, ठीक है?
ठीक.
चलेगा?
हाँ ठीक है, मैं तेरे को नंबर बता देता हूँ. 12991 है उसका.
12
991.
12991। बट मैंने तेरी साइकिल देखी नहीं है, तेरे पास फोटो है?
हाँ मैं तेरे को, चल ठीक है, तो मेरे को कॉल कर लियो उस टाइम. ठीक है.
ठीक है, ओके।
ठीक है. ओके. Yeah, so this hello again. Can you guys hear me? I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so this is one of the most important things that you need to keep your mind open right now. Okay, because this is true for strings, this is true for other data structures. Not all of them, but yes, for the important ones, most important one like list, this is also true. So when you write the word Michael Jackson, like here, this is an example of Michael Jackson. So what is indexing? How how uh, how is this Michael Jackson being stored? Okay, so this is stored in some sort of a memory and some sort of a array, you can say. You don't need to think about any of that. But where it is stored, wherever it is stored, you can, if you want to access like individual parts of it. Individual. Okay. You want to access the its important anything you, whatever you want to access, if you want to access individual characters. So Michael Jackson, we wrote Michael space Jackson. Okay. So if you want the first letter of the word, first character of the name, so it will be stored at zeroth index. So keep in mind that there are programming languages which start with, which follow zero indexing and which follow one indexing. So Python is a programming language which follows zero indexing. So first thing, whatever the first thing is, in this case is, this is a character, it will be on the zeroth index. So if you want to print, if you want to know what is the first character of anything, maybe in this case we are talking about strings, so it would be name. We have already stored about what is the name is, in the variable name we have stored the name Michael Jackson. Okay. So if we want to access the first character, so what we'll do, we'll write name and we'll write zero, because we know the first character is stored as zero. Okay, we want the first character, and you can see the result is m, because m is at zero character, zeroth index. M is at zeroth index. What if we want if we want if we want j, it is at eighth index. And if you count the characters, it's first character, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth. And index is on Like you can say like ninth character is on 9 minus 1 index, and nth character is on n minus 1th index. So if you want to access j, you can see it right here. It is on the 8th index. Okay. So this is something you need to know. If I want to access j, now this might seem very useless. Okay, if I already know j is that. But yes, this is just an example. There. This is very useful while programming in different scenarios. Right now, you just need to understand, okay, what does indexing mean? What does accessing first element mean? What does accessing last element, or what does accessing a particular, if you, for example, you have a list. Okay, we'll talk about list later. Okay. So yes, indexing, Python follows zero indexing. First character will be on first zeroth index. Keep this in mind. If a if a string is of 15 characters long, its last part will be on 14th index, its last character. Okay, so this follows zeroth index. And like a similarly, if I access sixth index, L will be stored here. Okay, we can access the sixth index. You can access any index, but you cannot access something like this. We know that there are only 14 indexes for Michael Jackson. If I write something like I want 22nd index, let's see what happens. If I want to access 22nd index, so it will generate an error, index error, string out index out of range. That means the string, there is no 22nd character. Okay, so you need to know what is the length of the string. We'll see how there are functions predefined of Python functions for that. Okay, so and above, Python also follows negative indexing, and these positive and negative indexes, they come in real handy, because when you have to find out, okay, what is, if you want to access the last two elements, or last two, in this case last two characters, last three characters, or even the last character. If if you have if you have maybe a list, and it is arranged, if you have a list and it is arranged in ascending order, you can directly access this first and last element by you don't need to know the length of the whole thing. If you want to, when we'll be talking about lists, you will understand more what I am saying. I don't know why I keep bringing up lists. Maybe I'm too excited to go to lists. But yeah, this is just this. You need to know that there is also negative indexing, and in this case, how negative index, because there can be zero, no minus zero. So it starts with -1. The last element is -1, and the first element is the length of that string -1 into -1. So we know that Michael Jackson has a length of 15 characters. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So without knowing anything, if we want to access anything last in Python, we can write that variable, and we can request its last, in this case, last character. So the last character will be n, and the first character in this case will be -15, like it is given in the example here. So if we want to get the first character using negative indexing, it will be -15, and for the last character, it will be -1. This comes in real handy. So this was in the indexing, positive indexing and negative indexing. Both of these are very useful depending on your what depending on your what do you want to achieve, depending on your task. Okay, so the next thing that I was talking about is length. We can always find the length of the string. We can find out length of anything in Python, but just by just using this length, it will return us the length of the string. We already know here, from here, Michael Jackson, there are 15 characters in it, including space. So this len function, len function will tell us the length of the string. We can write something a different. Let's try it on a different string. Here we know that we have 15 characters of length, but let's try it on a different string. Hello. Okay, let me write this in. Hello. Okay, this much is fine. If I want to find out its length, what I will do is I will print the length. Sorry, I will print length of hello, this string. Okay, so this will auto tell me that it has length 19. Okay, now we have a question. If you understood everything, now I am going to give you a question. Tell me what is the index of this edge, both in positive and negative indexing, using both positive and negative indexing. Tell me what is the index of this edge. This one. We have two edge in this, but tell me the index of this one. You can count.
Sir, +7 -11.
Okay. Plus 7 and
+8
minus
minus.
plus 7 and minus 11. Okay, let's find out. You are saying plus 7 and minus 11. You said plus 7 and
+8 and -11, sir. +8.
plus 8 and minus 11. Okay, I don't know. I'll just read it out. Let's see. No, but they're both wrong. It must be plus 7 and minus 12, I guess. Minus 10, maybe. I don't know. Let's find. Yeah, yeah. Minus 7 and minus 12. Okay, no, don't worry. Uh, let's try. We'll work with another example.
Counting is
Now tell me the index of T, both in positive and negative. And please answer, please participate. Please participate in these things. This is very important. That's why I would not have been spending this much time on it if it was not important. This is important. This is important. Okay. Tell me the index, both positive and negative, of this. Did anybody do this? Okay, let's see. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Maybe it's 12. Minus 2,
13.
minus 3, minus 2, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9, minus 10. You are saying 13? Okay, maybe I counted wrong. What happened? What is happening?
So it's +12 and -11.
It's minus 12 and minus 10. Why is not my console working?
So it was showing the space.
Okay. Now it's working, but
-11.
No, but okay, 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 okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so it was 12 and minus 11. Okay, thank you. So yes, so this is zeroth index, first index, second index, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, similarly. So I hope you guys got it. I counted wrong. Sorry for that. Let's keep them here. Okay, 12 and minus 11. So that was. Now let's come to slicing. Does anybody have any questions related to indexing? Does anybody have any question related to indexing? Hmm? Okay, no, I'm guessing no questions. So now, what if we what if we want part of a string? We don't want the whole string, and we don't even want one single character. So what if we want the whole string? Okay, so this is how you do it. Whenever you are accessing, okay, this is Michael Jackson, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What if we want to get the first five characters? What if we want to get the first five characters? And one thing that you need to keep in mind is that this this operation right here, it's exclusive of this. Okay, we are asking it to get the data from 0th up to 4th, not include not up to 4th, but not including 4th index. Okay, so if we want to just first four, we want 0th index, first index, second index, and third index, not 4th index. This means from 0 to up to excluding 4th index. Okay, this fourth will be excluded. If we want full Michael, we'll need to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll request up to a 7th index, okay, to get the whole Michael. Okay, to get the whole Michael, will request up to 4th. And if we want to get full Jack or Jackson, okay, if we don't need to necessarily start from a 0th. Okay, we don't necessarily start from 0th. We can start from anything, and you can even skip the 0th. This means that from starting, give output up to 7th, but not included 7th index. Okay, so you can even skip this. And if you want to print the whole string, you can do like this. Like, it doesn't make sense, but yeah, if you want to print the whole string name from starting to end, it will print everything. It will print the whole Michael Jackson. Okay, so if we want to print just Michael, just his first name, we'll go from 0 to 7th index, not including the 7th index. Just keep this in mind. There are other operations also, in lists and tuples, where this is it follows the same thing, that the whatever you write in the second part, like in range. If you remember, if you remember, we were using a range yesterday, and up to 10, like range of 10, it will give us numbers from 0 to 9. 10 will not be included. This is the same is being followed here. The seventh index will not be included. Keep this in mind. These are important things. Okay, now what if we want to slide, we just want the second part of his name, or we just want Jack. So this will be from, so we know this is 7th index, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. So we want characters from 8th to 11th index. So we'll be writing 8, 8 will be included, and we want up to 11th index, so we'll be writing 12, because this 12 will not be included. Okay, so this is how we get Jack. And if we want to get the whole Jackson, what we will do is what we will be doing is we'll go from 8 until end. Okay, we want the second part of his name, the whole thing. And we know that the second part starts from eighth index. This is the eighth index. You can see it here, uh, from the eighth index, and then we want the whole thing. So we will not write anything after the colon. Okay, we'll know that means you don't need to know the whole thing. This means that you can just leave it. Oh, okay, I found this character and I just want to print everything what is after that. So this is how you can do it. Don't mention anything. And if I just write 8 9, what will happen? What will happen? Please answer. What will happen if I write 8 like 8 semicolon, and is this semicolon? What is this called? Colon. Okay. If I write 8 colon 9, what will print out? Can you guys please tell me?
Only it will the just character print the names. J.
Sorry, can you repeat?
It will just print the J letter.
Yes, yes, yes. It will only print the J letter. This is similar. This is similar to doing this. Okay, this is similar to doing this because it will start from eighth index and ninth index will not be included. So it is just writing like 8. Okay. Does anybody have any questions related to this? Does anybody have any questions related to this? This will come in handy in our last project. Does anybody have any questions related to indexing? It is very important. If you have even a small doubt, please ask. This is very important because these indexes are everywhere. You are working with machine learning, you are working with computer vision, you are working with like anything which involves data. Indexing is very important. Indexing is very important. You need to understand this, whatever you are doing. Okay, so I think everything is clear. Okay, so now stride. What is stride? Let's directly start with an example. So stride is like in range yesterday. In range yesterday, when we were writing range from 0 to 11 and 2. Okay, wait, will this give any output? No, this will not. Sorry, this was a comma. Okay, so when we were doing this yesterday, it meant that we'll be starting with 0 and we'll be ending with 10 because this number is not included, and we'll be taking a step of 2. This is the step size. This was the case in range where we were doing range. So similarly in this case, in case of strings, it means that start from the start, like I told you, we're talking about this. This is the start from the start until end, but we want every second character. Okay, we want every second character. So this will be included. Then it will not go to index 1, it will go to index 2, and C will be picked. And it will not go to index 3. After that it will go to index 4, A will be picked. After that it will go to 6 index and L will be picked. And then similarly. Okay, and if you write 3, okay, if you write 3, you know now what will happen. It will pick M, then it will skip these two, it will pick H, and then it will be picking sixth index, then ninth index, and then 12th index. After that it runs out of index. So this is what will be the output. Okay, now I have a question for you. Did you guys understand this? Did you guys understand this? What will be out this output of this? You can use program. You don't need to count. You can just tell me by running the code. But yeah, now it will be better if you just if you can figure this out on your own. What will be the output? Just think what will happen.
CALJ.
CALJ. Okay. Anybody else? Somebody sent a message. CALJ. Okay. Yeah. Can have exactly. Yeah. Right. So I hope you guys are getting. Does anybody have a problem with this? How? Why is it CALJ, or why is it not something else? Can you please, if somebody has a problem? So you understand how slicing works, how stride works now. Okay. I hope you understand now how this works. This is the similar thing. Let's see. Wait. Clear output. Wait. Okay. So Michael Jackson 0 to 4. So we have already seen concatenation of strings when we were working with strings initially. Okay, so this is a statement. This is we initialized a variable statement, and we know that in variable name Michael Jackson is stored. Okay, and when we concatenate this, it will be it will join them. Michael Jackson is the best. Okay, these are not my views. Maybe he's the best, I don't know, but yes, I have not written this notebook. So yeah, statement name plus something is the best. So this is how you concatenate strings. We can even concatenate strings like this, and this is something that is done a lot. And you see how I am writing the variable names, mnemonic names. First name, but last name. So you should write variables in a mnemonic way so that everybody should anybody who reads the code should easily be able to understand what you are writing. Okay, so I can full name equal to okay, and then I can print a full name. Okay, so this is how you can concatenate strings, and you can see that there is no space in between. So if I want to be a space in between them, either I can put space right here, or a better way would be, or a different way would be doing something like this, space. Okay, now this variable stores first name, and then we'll add a space to it, and then last name. When I run this, so this is the output, ibad space Arathar. So this is how you can use strings, you can concatenate strings. There are a lot of other methods that we'll be talking about, uh, but yes, this is how you concatenate strings. This is also one of the parts of this thing. And like we saw yesterday, some guy had asked about printing printing triangles. Like, yeah, in exams, people ask us to print different sort of things. So you can multiply this with a string can be multiplied with an integer, not a float, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, that would generate an error. So you can, if you want to print a certain string, if you want to print a string a certain number of times, you can just multiply it with an integer. Okay, we can do this: print three times, print three times. We have just stored our full name. Okay, and this will print Ibad Rathar three times. Okay, Ibad Rathar, and then there is no space, and you can even do something like this, depend. Okay. Okay, so you can print your what do you mean? You can print your string any number of times. If I write 10, okay, this is now understood. Okay, and concatenating strings, we already saw this. Okay, and now we have also talked about this. Does anybody have any questions related to anything up till now? Does anybody have any questions? So I guess there are no questions. Okay. So yesterday and today also, I told you about this slash n if you want to change, backslash n if you want to change a line, and backslash t if you want to a tab, single tab. You can even, okay, we have already seen this one. And if I run this, there will be a single tab. You can even do double tabs, backslash t. So there will be a lot more space. You can do four tabs, and there will be even more space between them. Okay, so you understand. So this is something that you can imagine can be used for the beautification of a program, or they are even used to make tables. This tab. Okay, they are even used to make tables. So yeah, that's about it. And if you want to use a single backslash, so you have to use double backslash. Okay, these are all escape sequences. We can also write a r before the string. Okay, yeah, you can also write r, so that we know that this single backlash is. There are different. We will even be working with different kinds of print statements. So these are the four escape sequences. Okay, you can change line with backslash, and you can use number of spaces, like a tab spaces. Tab, you can represent tab by backslash t, and if you want to write a slash, you have to write double slash, and if you don't want to write double slash, you have to specify, you have to tell Python r, okay, this is a raw string. And this raw string is also used. What this raw string means is, whatever is written here, use it as it is. Don't change anything. This is also used for opening files. Okay, we'll be opening files uh, in this workshop. So there we use a raw string. Okay, you just need to know about these things. Okay, something like this exists. You don't need to memorize all of this. But yeah, when learning programming, you just want to get used to more and more things. And whenever you find the need, you just go to the documentation. Okay, let me show you how you can how generally this works. You can, if you are working with strings and you don't remember a lot of things, you can go to strings documentation Python. Okay, there is a very good documentation written available on python.org, and this is something very good, and no course or nobody can cover all these things whatever is in the documentation. So wherever you learn anything, maybe from me or some other YouTube course or any other course, you will always find something on the documentation that nobody has mentioned to you, because it is not possible to cover all these things and at the same time make things interesting. And even there, you don't need to even know all these things. Whenever you come across a certain application and you need something specific, you go and read the documentation. This is and right now strings are very simple. String is that is something very simple. When you are doing some complex operation, if you are doing machine learning and you are doing classification and you need to you need to know about a particular thing, you documentation is the way, is the place you go. And for Python, the documentation is very good. You can even see everything is explained. I will not cover all these things, and it is not possible for anybody to cover all these things. But in specific cases, when you need a particular thing, you go to the documentation, and they have examples, they have everything for you to understand. Okay, what is going on, or how can we use a particular uh, how can we use a particular operation, or anything. Okay, so always refer to documentations if you are if you are stuck anywhere. So this is how day-to-day life of a developer, they use a lot of documentation, because it's not possible. How it will it be possible to cover all these things by anyone? You will not be able to remember anything anyway. So yes, always use the documentation. This is not just for true for strings. This is for lists, because you cannot memorize everything, and this is a very good place to go when you are feeling that you need to know something, you need to learn something. And these are very good places to learn. Although in the beginning it may be very difficult to use documentation, but eventually you grow into it. And the documentation is the best place to go. There, it is written by very good people, very smart people who know a lot more about this programming language. Okay, so now does anybody have any questions related to anything? And yeah, make it a habit of using documentation, be it Python, for C++, or any other library. Okay, you learn a lot more there. Does anybody have any questions up till now, or should we move on? Okay, so I think everything is clear. There are many string operations. Okay, there are many, like we just saw. There is a whole I think 5 or 6 or 7 page documentation. There are a lot of things. Okay, we'll see some of the operations. Okay, and now now we are getting to something more powerful, like powerful things. Okay, so we can easily convert from uppercase to lowercase and lowercase to uppercase. Okay, so like here is an example. We wrote a string. Thriller is the sixth studio album. Okay, and wait, this is let me write my own string. Okay, like I write a string. I will call this string hello. Hello. Sorry. Okay, and when I print this hello, you can see it is printing as it is, as expected. But if you want hello in uppercase, what you can do is print hello dot upper. Okay, so you can see everything is in uppercase now. Okay, everything is in uppercase now. You can even do something like this. You don't need to print it, you can store it anywhere. I can write in hello upper. Doesn't make sense right now, but I can store it in this one. Okay, when I run this and I print this, wait, there can be something else. Okay, yeah, so this is a function, this is a method. When this is a method of a string, that dot upper dot, this is how you call the method. Okay, So you want this string to be of uppercase, you will just write hello dot upper. Okay, so this is how you do it. And let me show you one thing. Let me So it says class string. Okay, it says class string. So what is a class? Like class is an object. It can be defined as an object. No, class can be defined as a framework for object. Like in this case, this is a class string, and strings has various methods, and you call these various methods like because it is not just a string, it is of class string. Like in other languages like C++, you don't have class string. I think you have just string. And if you want to do all of these things, go from upper to lower, lower from, you have not in okay, you don't you have to do a lot of manual things. You have to do write a lot of code manually, but in Python you have all these methods available to you. Okay, I don't remember about I don't think this is included in C++. I may be wrong, but here we are for Python. I am telling you about Python. Okay, so we have a lot of methods like this upper. Okay, this can be even all lowercase. Like, what did I do? Oh my god, did I just close the notebook? Sorry, I accidentally closed the notebook. Okay, there are different methods, and we'll be looking into some of these methods, and these methods are very useful. Okay, these methods are very useful. You can even replace. If you want to change into uppercase, you can do, and if you want to change it to lowercase, you can do that also. If I write this string, let me write this again. Okay, so this will write hello world in or lowercase. Okay, so there is upper, there is lower, depending on your need you will use it. And there is also something called replace. Okay, we can also use this replace. We wrote a string like Michael Jackson is the best. Okay, and then we want to replace in that string, we use the dot replace method, and we want Michael to be replaced by Janet. Okay, both of these are singers. मतलब Janet Jackson be singer. Okay, so yeah, we want to replace Michael with Janet. We can just write a dot replace Michael with Janet. Okay, so now Janet Jackson is the best. Okay, so we can write something else also. Name. Okay, please write your name, and then we can say y equal to x dot replace. We want to replace name with maybe address. Okay, so please write your address. Name will be replaced by address. So this is something very powerful. In other language, maybe in other language or language, you will have to work very hard. And you can see one thing. The x, there is no effect on x. Okay, there is no effect on x, and this is something that you need to keep in mind about the methods, about different methods. This one, this method in particularly upper, lower, these do not make changes to the actual variable. Like x never gets changed. If we define x here and we are doing all these operations here on x, in this case we did just a single operation, or we can even do, maybe we do multiple operations, so nothing is being done to x. X will always be please write your name. But Just keep in mind, I'm telling you this right now. There are some methods in some like lists or somewhere where whatever method you call, it just makes changes to the original variable. Right now, it is not the case, but keep in mind that this is not always the case. So whenever you are programming, keep in mind keep these things in your mind because these are important things. Okay, so you can replace your string, you can do uppercase, you can do lowercase, you can do anything. There are other methods on documentation. Okay, and the method. Okay, now we don't always know we don't always know where if we wanted to find out, okay, what is the index of this particular thing, okay, what is the index of particular thing. First, what we had to do is we had to count, okay, 0 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this is on fifth index. But now we can use the find method. Okay, we can use the find method and it will tell us the index. Okay, so you can use this. The application, where will you use this? If you ask yourself question, okay, where will I use this, मैं ये कहाँ use करूँगा, क्या करूँगी. ठीक है, so that depends on the application. You just need to know, okay, these things exist. Right now we are just learning, we are just uh, getting accustomed to different things that Python offers. Okay, this is just the basic where we get introduced to different things that Python offers. And because of small things like these, all these methods already exist. So because of small things like these, Python is the, one of the most powerful languages, if not the most powerful language. Okay. Hello. Okay. Okay. So I want to find what is the index of the name above. Can what we can do is we can say 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17, maybe 8. This is the 18th, I don't know, so my computer glitched a little. Let's see if it is the 18th. Is I the 18th? Yeah, I is the 18th. But it is not always possible that I know, okay, where my this is. So what I can do is I can find the index. Hello dot find. I want to find the index of the bar. Okay, and when I print this, it will say that it is the 18th index. I don't need to count anymore. I can just directly find where is the 18 index. And you can see one thing, it just tells you where this thing starts. It doesn't tell you where this thing ends. Okay, so you have to keep in mind. Obviously, if you know what you are searching, you know that it ends at 18 plus 4, that is 20 second index. Okay, so it starts at 18th index, no, at a 20 18 19 20, it ends at 21st index. Okay, so you know. But yes, this is how it just tells you where it starts, no, nothing about where it ends. Okay, keep that in mind. And if we want to find Jack, we know we did something similar. It is at the 8th index, as we know, we have already seen this. Okay, and if you okay, and if you want to find something that is not there, this will return -1. Okay, this will return -1. And how you can use this to even to search if you have a huge string, if you have a huge string if you have a huge string, maybe you are working with a huge amount of data, or you are working on a website with Python, building a website. You are working on building a website with Python and you need to handle some data, you can use this. If you find something, do something. And all these can be used in with other logics that we have, if else. Okay, if this returns -1, then say, okay, hello. Okay, let's see, hello. Okay, hello. Now I want to find out present. I will define a variable is present. Okay, and I will try to find out if Ibad is present in this string. Okay, so I'll write hello dot find, and I want to find Ibad. Okay, then I can do this is a simple example. In this case, this will return yes if is present equals to -1. We can print not found, else print found. Okay, so in this case we know what will happen, because this will return something, it will not return -1. And if I am trying to, let's say, if I am trying to find Ashish, okay, if I'm trying to find Ashish and there is no Ashish in this string, so it will print out not found. Okay, so I just showed you a small example how you can use all this information in different things, because this information, okay, Ashish is not present, this is not something very interesting on its own. You can use this to do something. So this was you can use this to achieve anything. In this case, just wanted to check if it is present and print out on the console. But yeah, you can do other things. Like if you are making a website, you can say, okay, this user does not exist in our database. Something like this. This is not exactly how you would do this, but I'm just trying to paint a scenario. Okay. Okay. So do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Does anybody have any questions? And I will upload this to my GitHub. You can use this. This is a very good resource for you. I've already written all the code.
Sir, can we please stop for 5 minutes for the attendance?
Yeah. Sure. I'll stop presenting.
And everyone, please fill today's date, not your date of birth. I think it's complete. You can continue now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm sharing something in the chat. It is a string, and print out use stride of two, and print out and just tell me what is the word that comes out when you use a stride of two to print out the whole string. You remember strides, right? So yeah, I have shared a string with a stride of two. Print out and tell me what is the word. Did everybody get this? Yes, correct is correct. And is there someone who please try? Is there someone who doesn't understand what is happening? Yeah. Okay. I guess nobody is facing any problems. Good. Although if you are not seeing and you are facing problems, that is very bad. Okay. Okay, so we'll move on to the next thing. I'll give you some. There are other methods. Okay, let's. I'll show you some more methods. Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen? I hope.
Yes, we can.
Okay, okay, cool. Hmm. Okay, so I'll write a string. I'll write. You will see what I will write. I'll write some gibberish. Okay. Okay, so this is a string, and I wrote it like this. You'll see why I wrote it like this. I wrote any gibberish, and it contains all. It contains letters, and it also contains numerals 1, 2, 3, 4, 0 to 9. Okay. Does it contain? Yeah, it contains 0 to 9, although not all of them. So there is this other method is numeric. Okay, so yeah, we can even iterate over the all the characters in this. Okay, let me show you. We can iterate over every single character and we can print it out. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, let's decrease the size of the string, otherwise it may be a little too long. No, let's use a normal string. Hello, 1 2 3. How? Okay, so we can iterate over the string. So we can write for character in hello. Okay, for character in hello, print character. So we can print each and every character like this. So it will print every character in, okay, it will print every character like this. It will take a character and it will print it. And you may ask, why does it always change line? Because this print statement, it always changes line. Okay, it by default it changes line. If you don't want it to change line, you want to do it something else, you can maybe you can write another statement here, and equal to, and you can write space, and it will not change line. Now it will just add space after every character. You can even write a comma. Okay, and you can even do this. You can change, you can specifically say that, okay, I want to change a line, so it will change the line. So you have a lot of options. You can do t, this is a string. Okay, whatever here is here, this is a string. Okay, so you can see there is a tab spaces after every character. Okay, so why am I showing you this is because it will something like this will be very useful for you in your in the final project that we'll be working on. So okay, so you can iterate over all of this. Now what I want to do is I will create a, I will, this is called hello, I'll call it hello. I want to do it without numbers. Okay, without hello 2. I just want, I will call it hello 2. I don't want to name a very long variable. I will initiate it as a empty string. Okay, I want to initiate is the empty string, and what I want to do is I want to get rid of all these numbers in between. Okay, I want to get rid of all these numbers in between. So we'll be using a method called is numeric. Okay, and if I write dot if char dot is numeric, okay, I would like to pass, else I would like to do hello hello 2 equals to, wait, hello 2 equals to hello 2 plus hello equals to hello 2 plus this character. Okay, let me run this, and we want to print hello 2. This will be useful in your last like project, Python project. Okay, so it says that, okay, whenever we whenever it comes to what do you mean, if it comes to 1, so this is a numeric. Okay, this is a numeric, this is a number, this is a, we can also deal with these spaces, but we'll not do it here. We'll do it in the final project itself. We can deal with the spaces also. So whenever it encounters this particular number, what it does is it passes. Okay, this becomes true, is numeric. If this particular character is numeric, this becomes true. This part of code will be executed, and I don't want to do anything with the numbers. I may have a separate block of code for what I want to do with these numbers. Right now I don't want to do with this anything with these numbers. I just want to skip them. I will pass, and in any other case I will add to the new string. So we'll be left with this string without any characters. Okay, does anybody have any kind of question related to this? I will give you something to read today also, and practice. Yeah, practice. I will give you something to practice. Does anybody have any questions related to this? Is numeric. There are other methods, like I said. There are a lot of methods. We will not cover them all. Maybe we'll get to work with some other methods, but yes, not particularly that I remember. Okay, so these are also methods. That's why I said go to the Python documentation. Okay, go to the Python documentation. I will give you something from a course from good Coursera also. It's a good course. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions? Okay, so let's move on to data structures. Our first data structure will be tuples. Okay, what is a tuple? What is a tuple? Is a data structure. Tuple is a data structure which cannot be like I don't. I think it cannot. It's not mutable. Yeah, it is not a. It is a non-mutable structure, data structure. Like once you initiate this, there no changes will be taking place to this. Okay, you cannot say you cannot do anything to this. So if you want a data structure that you want, okay, this is final thing. I don't want to change this particular thing. So you can define it as a tuple. Like you may say what. For example, if you are working on coordinates of Earth and those particular coordinates they don't change. They don't mean something different. If Delhi has particular coordinates, in next month Delhi will not have different coordinates, right? Those are something that is something that is fixed. So for those things you can use tuple. Tuple cannot be changed once it is initiated. Okay, okay, tuple cannot be changed once it is initiated, and it can contain different types of data. You can see here, this contains a string, this contains an integer, and this also contains a float. This is one of the beautiful things about Python. You can store a different type of data in the single data structure. Not possible in other language like C++. I think not even in MATLAB. Okay, for C++, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I think for MATLAB also. So you can store different types of data. This can even be an image. This doesn't need to be. This can be an image. This can be some other 3D data. Okay, Python handles all of it itself. Okay, so there can be different types of data. This also follows zero indexing. Okay, I already told you about zero indexing. I will not be spending much time. So there is a very good what an animation. You can see if you want the first element, it will be tuple 1 0. This one, if you want disco, it will be tuple 1 0, and for 10 it will be index first, and for it follows the same indexing laws as string. Okay, as you can see here. Okay, there is not much to tuple. There is a lot to list, and we'll be going into lists in detail. Okay, but yes, tuple is also very important, and you can see that I did not run this cell. I need to run this cell, and now this will not give any error. Okay, and there are different types of data from class string, like we saw, from int and class float. Okay, we can also use negative indexing. The same indexing laws for that is why I was stressing at that point a lot. I was stressing a lot. I was stressing a lot about this indexing, positive, negative indexing, because this is what will be followed in most of the data structures. Okay, not in set and dictionary; those are different types of data structures. But yes, here you can see. Okay, does anybody have any issues with this now? Same negative indexing, tuple 1 if you want the last element. Last element here is 1.2. Okay, second last, third last. Okay, this is the same thing. This is the same thing that I explained previously. Do you have any problems? So we can tuples are immutable. Okay, immutable, that you cannot edit tuples, but you can concatenate tuples, like tuple 1 plus tuple 2, tuple 1 we have already defined above, which contains disco 10 and 1.2, and we can add another tuple to it. So it is also, you can also concatenate it. Okay. And this immutable mutable thing, you need to this immutable mutable thing, you need to what do you need to keep this in mind, that uh, this is something very important that will come on later in dictionaries, that something cannot be something that is not immutable is very important. Okay. And strings are also not mutable. You cannot, no, strings are mutable. Sorry, we just changed string. Okay, so wait a minute. Yeah, let me, I forgot. I think strings are immutable. Let me see.
सर वो रिप्लेस फंक्शन जो स्ट्रिंग में यूज करते थे वो इसमें यूज नहीं कर सकते क्या?
नहीं, दोज आर डिफाइंड फॉर स्ट्रिंग मेथड्स। जैसे हर कोई ये है ना, क्या कहते हैं इसको, हर कोई क्लास है, हर क्लास के अलग मेथड्स है। लाइक आई सेड, whenever, like in this case we have class string, those methods are for class string only. They may be, जैसे length है, length is for strings also and for lists also, and even for tuples there is a length, but it is not necessary that जो option तुम्हारे string में होगा that same option would be in any other class. That is not true in every case, and those are different methods, those have different algorithms. They are totally different things, but yeah, when you type it, it seems the same, but yeah, in background there are different things that are happening. Okay.
यस.
Wait, I need to just verify this. I think yeah, strings are immutable. Wait a minute, let me see. Current. Okay, when we cover dictionaries, that will be in the next session. We will talk about more in detail mutable, non-mutable things, because it becomes important there. Right now, let's just focus on these two data structures. Okay, we can also use negative indexing, yeah, like we just saw, and we can concatenate tuples. We can use slicing. Similarly, here I am flying a little faster because, like I said, uh, uh, I put focus on strings, this indexing and slicing. If you don't understand anything about indexing, slicing, just let me know, because like I'm going fast here in tuples. In lists, I will also go fast on slicing and indexing and these things. So just let me know if you are not able to, if there is something related to indexing that you don't understand. Does anybody have any question? You guys can ask. You guys should ask. Okay, I guess not. So similarly as we did in tuples, like in strings, we'll do with tuples. We can slice them. We can slice them depending on what we need. We can find out the length, like in string. We can find out its length. The figure shows that the number of elements. Okay, these are indexing. So now we are coming to something more interesting. Okay. Okay. So here you can see we have ratings. We can print these ratings. Okay. So these are not in any particular order. They are in they are in not any particular order. So what we want to do is we want to sort this tuple. Okay, we want to sort this tuple. So we'll use the sorted method, and we'll pass this particular tuple and store it in a different variable. Okay, store in it rating sorted. Okay, let's just print this rating sorted. And, oh, sorry. and let's just print. We'll also print ratings. Okay, let's just print both of these. Okay, so you can see, as I was saying before, some method, there are different sort of methods. You can see that this sorted, we sorted the ratings tuple, and we stored it in rating sort. Okay, so this did not make any change to the original rating tuple. You can see, like before, this remained how we defined it. Okay, we had to create a new tuple here. We have to create a new tuple and sort the old tuple and store it in this new tuple. Okay.
सर लेकिन टाइपकास्ट हो गया ना, लिस्ट में हो गया शायद टाइपकास्ट।
Sorry, sorry,
सर
you.
टाइपकास्ट हुआ है क्या?
Okay,
सर
you are saying that type has
टाइप
changed.
टाइप चेंज हो गया सर।
Yeah, it can be the case. Yes, this is classly good कि तुम्हें पता चला. But yeah, if you want to, you can convert it into what I mean by maybe a tuple again. So that we were talking just here about that it is sorted. So you can see I can just put it inside this tuple, and it will still be, it will be a tuple. So that was not important. What is important here is, right, you can sort this, but no changes will be made to the original thing. Okay, so that is important here because tuples are immutable. Nothing will be no changes will be made to the original thing. Okay, just keep this in mind. Yeah, this got changes to list. Yeah, okay, fine, but you can change it back to, yeah, but good that you saw that this change got changed to list, but right now this is not very important. Okay. Okay, so a nested tuple, like we saw nested loops, there can be nested tuples, there can be tuple inside tuple. Okay, there can be a list inside, even a list inside a tuple. We'll see later. After this we'll come to lists, and we'll talk about all these operations, and we'll do some exercises on lists because lists are more important. Lists are more important and they are more used and useful. Okay. So there can be a tuple of tuples. There can be a tuple of not only tuples but other type of data. There can be a tuple inside a tuple inside a tuple. Like this is a tuple inside a tuple. This is a tuple inside a tuple inside a tuple. Okay, so Python can hold a very good amount, different various types of data. That is a very beautiful thing about Python. In C++, I think even MATLAB you cannot do this. So this is very useful. Okay, right here it is just printing first element. You can see on 0th index the element is 1, on the second index the element is 2, then there is a tuple on second index, that is the third element, and then on fourth and fifth also. And you can, okay, 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 cool. So what if you now think, okay, I want to get just this tuple. Okay, we are working with nested tuples. What if I want to get just this tuple? Okay, so what is the index of this tuple? 4. Okay, let us print this one. Nested tuple, index 4. Okay, if we print this, we get this tuple. Okay, but now we want to work with just this tuple. Okay, so you can use like you want is particular for this particular tuple, you want even something particular like this tuple. So what you can do is you can count the index. This is on the 0th index and this is on the first index. So inside this tuple, the tuple inside the tuple is on one index, first index. Okay, because this is 0th and this is first, and this is how you access it. First you go to the fourth index, whatever the data is, and in that fourth particular index you want you want this one. Which one? The first index one. And if you run this, you get that particular data. Okay, and you can even do, if you want only the first element, you want this too, you can do something like this. So okay, let's not delve into this. Okay, so this is how you can achieve, you can get a particular element. Okay, let us do now. I'll give you a small task. We have a tuple. Okay, I'll call it data. I will call it data, and inside tuple, let 1 2. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to print this. Okay, you have to print this word. Okay, uh, yeah, print this word and tell me the how you can achieve this. Print this world. You have to print this world. Okay, using this data. Let me copy this to your chat, and you can copy it from there and give me the program and tell me the program that prints just this word. Okay, and we'll start something like this now. You have to print hello. There are two ways to do this. Yeah, do both. Yeah, do both of them. There are two ways of doing this. Yeah, I don't want to confuse you more. Positive and negative indexing, you can use both of these indexing. You please use both of these indexings to print the world, the word world. Should have chosen something else. Okay. We're going into interesting things, something in the next two sessions you will be equipped with something that you can build out of. Like I was reading at the feedback yesterday. So yes, we'll be doing something, and I hope somebody has just written that I need to give a more. Our workshop needs more structure, so I hope I was able to give it more structure this way. I use this notebook. Yeah, you can give me feedback. I try constantly try to I constantly try to improve on this thing. I'm open to all your suggestions, so please, yeah, if you have anything you want to say say to me, or you want me to change, yeah, please let me know. I will adopt it. Did anyone finish? Let's see. Yeah, somebody shared. Yeah, the second one, use negative indexing now. I don't know if this works. I'll just see if this works. If it works for you, then it should work for me. Yeah, this works. Good. You use the negative indexing. नेगेटिव इंडेक्सिंग वाला मोहम्मद सरफराज आलम, अपना आंसर मत लिखना, somebody else write the answer. Let's make it more interactive, as somebody has suggested. I was trying since yesterday to make it more interactive. And if you have any more suggestions on how to make it interactive, please give those suggestions also. And yes, we'll be working with more programs from now on. Today we are just like, now we have some things to work with. uh, Before this we didn't have a lot to work with, like we had very little basics. Now after finishing lists I can give you some questions, some decent ones, because we were just getting to know the language. Now we can do some things that are a little more tougher, a little interesting, a little more interesting. Yeah. Negative indexing. Nobody has finished the negative indexing one. Please, please, please do the negative indexing one. Yeah, I think this should be the. I don't know. I need another one. Oh my god, negative indexing. It was so easy. Yeah. So you can see with negative indexing, it is the last element of the last it is the last tuple of the last tuple of the last tuple. The last word of the last tuple of the last tuple of the last tuple. There are three tuples, and then okay, so this is the negative indexing one. Yeah, cool. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, right, correct. -2, it will be -1. Shifa, you wrote -2, it will be -1, because -2 would be hello. Okay, -2, but anyways, good job. Nice. Thank you for participating. And does anybody have any problem with this? And if you still have any problem with indexing, please let me know. You can see how easy negative indexing can be sometimes, because I just thought, okay, this is the last thing. This is the last thing. And I know this is the last element. Okay, this is the last element of the last element. So all I had to do is -1, -1, -1. Not, I didn't have to count, because in this case I had to count. Okay, there's 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this one is third one, and then okay, I had to count again. Okay, this one is first one. But I saw this is the last thing, so I can just use -1, -1, and like I did with it with trial and error. I did not right away know. I did it with trial and error. Okay, -1. Then I knew, okay, I need to add another thing. You don't need to always know everything. With trial and error, you like I got to the end, and it did not take me. It just took me a second with trial and error also. So yes, negative indexing is very useful sometimes. Okay. Yeah, we did this. We did this. We did this also. We did even better. Cool. If somebody has any problems in visualizing, okay, क्या चल रहा है? This notebook is some from IBM. It was a course on Coursera. I did this course back 2.5 years ago. So this is the notebook I was in. They have very good animations and everything. So that's why I use this notebook. I will put a link to this course. I will give you a link to this course if you guys are interested. We did this thing. Yeah, we did all of this even better. Genre tuple. Okay. So here is a new tuple. Here is a sample tuple. Okay. There are different genres of music that have been used, and you can see right here, if you don't want to continue on the same line, you can use this backward slash to continue on the next line. Okay, either he could have written it like this, and it will be the same thing. But if you don't want the line to be very long, generally a good convention to follow is that there should not be more than 80 characters in a single line. Okay, otherwise it gets difficult to read. So you can use something like this, okay, to follow uh, a good styling convention. Okay, and you can also print the length like this. Okay, now you know the length of the tuple is 8. Okay, and you can use we already did this we a particular element of the list similar to what we did in strings. Slicing is similar to strings. Okay, let us do a question here. 1 minute please. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. 1 minute please. हाँ भाई.
हाँ ब्रो, नीचे आ जाए यार प्लीज।
अरे मैं नीचे नहीं आ पाऊंगा. अरे मैं अभी लाइव मीटिंग पे हूँ. मैं तेरे को साइकिल दिखा सकता हूँ ऊपर से.
हाँ हाँ। तेरा वो क्या है, क्या कहते हैं, पासवर्ड क्या था? 12991।
हाँ 12991.
तेरी बिल्डिंग के नीचे ही था।
हाँ मेरी बिल्डिंग के नीचे वो सीढ़ी के पास है. एक मिनट में लिख लेते हैं. Okay. Sorry, I had to give something. Okay, so do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Is something not clear? Am I going too fast? Am I going too fast? You can also tell me that. Okay, so this one is a last question that I will be talking about on will slicing. Will be slicing the tuple. Okay, and we'll slice and print. Slice the tuple. Print last 4 elements of this tuple using negative and positive indexing. Okay, let me give you this tuple. First and last 4. Sorry, last 4 using just the last 4, not first 4. Last 4 using positive and negative indexing and slicing. Last 4 elements. I thought I would do list today, but some guys have left. 4 guys have left, and some people have left, and it's the most important thing, data structure in Python, as far as I know, or as far as I know. So I'll be starting it in the next session, and everybody will be fresh. There are a lot of methods that we'll be talking about. We'll do a lot of questions. we'll just see sets now. Anybody? Last four elements. This should not be that this difficult. We did more complicated things with the strings. This should not be very difficult. And negative indexing, let me check this. Hmm. We can also like don't care about this and do it like this. Both of them are same. Good. Anybody else with negative indexing? Fast. Negative indexing should be more easy. You don't have to even think about okay, what is the length of this tuple. You just need one single index, last four, and that would be something very obvious. Please do it fast. Last four के लिए क्या करना होगा? What do we need to do for the last four with negative indexing? Last four and negative. It's in the sentence. It's in the sentence. Anyone? Please. Anyone? Okay, -5, -1. -4, -1. Mike, can you print your result on your computer and see? -4, -1. Okay. So you can do is -4 and -1 is right, but you can just use -4. That's why I'm saying it was in the sentence negative index fourth last four. So this is just -4. So again, another example how easy negative indexing can be. My -5 to -1 would be last five elements. And if you are confused, I think maybe you are confused about okay, I need last four, and that this particular is not considered. So what you can think about is this is true for this particular thing. General tuple, genre tuple, sorry, genre. God. If I want to print like the first four elements, I will write five. In that case, I will be writing, sorry, I'll be writing four because it is zero indexing. If I want first four elements, and this fourth index means fifth element will not be included. If I do this, then the fifth element 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, this R and B will not be included. Okay. Sorry, this soft work will not be included. That is the fifth element. But this is not true in this particular scenario. Like -5, it would be -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay. So this is not the case because this will be included. -5 will be included, so it will be -4 to -1. Not -4 to -1. It will be -4 till end. Yes, it will be -4 till end. That is what I was thinking. -1 would not be included. Yeah, -1 would not be included. So with negative indexing, you will just have to. No, -4 -1 was wrong. What was I thinking? -1 will never be included. So it will stop just before that. So you just need to keep it from -4 till the end. So currently all okay. Yeah, -4. Cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, -4 will be the only answer. -1 will not be included. I don't know how I missed that. But yes, -1 will not be included because we know whatever we write here, that index will not be included. Keep this in mind. This is very important. Okay. So the simplest way was this one, -4 is to 1. Does not matter if you didn't get it this time. Just make sure that you get it every other time. Okay, do we have some simple tuple? I want to do another example. One simple example. No. Let me write something. Yeah, just I think we'll be finished in 20 to 30 minutes, in between 20 to 30 minutes. We'll write another tuple data. Hello. How okay, now the question is print the word good using slicing and length function. Okay, you will just introduce length function. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to print we want to print this word good using slicing and length function of tuple. Okay, do it. If you don't remember, I can show you. Wait, let me give you this function. It was a typo. Okay, sorry, it was a typo. Cool. It was a typo. I don't know why this is not giving me notifications when you guys send messages. I read this message twice and both times I read it late. And you have to use length function. You cannot count now the indexes. This is the easiest one that I could have given you. You cannot write any particular number. You just have to use whatever. You can do something like this. Okay, you can do n. You can store the length into this date variable n, and then use it in indexing and slicing. Okay, I will print n, and you can see length is 7. You should already know what should be the index of this particular thing. If the length is 7, you should already know what is the index of this particular point. No, print data -1 is good, but I said you have to use the length function n. Yeah, this works. This totally works. But you have to use a length function in your code. I could have given you anything else, but yeah, just use length function, using length function. Okay, you are saying print data length or data -1. More people, please. Yeah, data n-1. Data length of data -1. Yeah, this is the same n-1. Yeah, sounds about right. Let's print it anyway. Is there anyone who did not understand this? What is happening? Is there someone who did not understand what is happening? Okay, I will give you some questions because we don't have workshop for the next 3 or 4 days as far as I remember. So I will be giving you some questions and please attempt those. Okay, so now sets in Python. This is one data structure that I have never used. Maybe in some cases, some very rare cases. So yeah, let's see what sets are. Okay, so sets are elements of unique. They contain unique things. Okay, let's go. What do I mean by this? Okay, if I do, I will go back to this tuples. Tuple data is not unique. Tuple data is not unique. Okay, tuple data is not unique. And like this data, I will copy this. I don't want to write a whole different tuple. I can write again how. I can write again I. Okay, so these two words are repeating. And this when I print this, okay, when I print this, so you can see how is present 2 times and I is also present 2 times. So the data is not unique. Okay, the data is not unique. But in case of sets, the data is unique. But in case of sets, the data is unique. I will show you. We'll do some things. Okay. Unrecognized runtime code notebook settings Python 3. Okay. Save. But in case of a set is a unique collection of elements. There a single element will not be repeated. Okay, a single element will not be repeated. If I if I write set here, okay, set wait set expected at most 1 arguments. If I convert it into set, you can see no words are what? No words are repeated. So set is a unique set is something that is very unique. Let me do it like this. Data tuple. Okay, print data. But if I come to data set, what it will be, I will convert this data tuple into set. This. So the data tuple will be data set. Print data set. Print sorry, data set. Okay, so you can see what happened. Data tuple, sorry. Oh, so you can see that data tuple, nothing is, it is not unique. How is 2 times, I is 2 times. But in this case, in case of when I convert it into a tuple, the repeated occurrences, what set does, it automatically deletes those repeated occurrences. Okay, so set is a unique stores unique data types, and you may think, okay, where can it be used? It can be used if you want to store your usernames, maybe, because if you are making a website, I'm not saying that this is where you store your usernames. They're stored in a database, but I'm just giving an analogy, some sort of a lame example to make my point. Okay, so you can use sets to define your usernames. Maybe in this, username is not a good example, but if there are unique states in a country. Like in India, maybe we have 30 states or something. I don't know. The states have changed. I don't know the exact number. We know the number of states and the number of union territories. So those will not change. And there are no two Delhis. There are no two Uttar Pradeshes. So whenever you want to say data something that is very unique, it can be a name of a state or something like that. It does not repeat. It does not repeat. Okay. And if there is a particular description, you want the description of a particular person, the person will only have one first name. So okay, the person will only have you if one first name and one last name, things like this. Although this is again not a very good example, the state example, keep in mind the state example, we have unique state name. The state should not be repeated, so you will store that data in something, in a set. Okay. And you might even think, if you want to count, like if you have a huge list, okay, you have a huge list of members on your website, and their countries, all of them have filled out countries, and you want to see, okay, how many people from how many countries have joined our website. So you can just convert all that country data into a single into a set, and all the repeating things will be, and there will be only single countries left, and then you can say, okay, we have people from 70 countries, 80 countries. Again, I'm just giving an example. It's not, I'm not sure whether it's not necessary that it will be used in such situations, and I don't think it is being used in such situations. Okay, so this is a list. We'll talk about list in the next session. I think it's on Sunday or maybe next week, I don't know for sure. uh, I will see. You can see that when I converted this into a set, was there something that was extra? एक दो तीन चार. No, I don't think there is something. Okay, you can get convert. You know that using this, we already saw this. This is not something new. And yeah, like this, we already saw this also. There were some repeating elements, and like pop, pop, rock, rock, rock. It will take care of it. It will, when you convert into set, it will just keep some occurrence. And one thing to note here is that it is not ordered. There is no indexing here. This element is not on 0th index. Nothing of that sort exists in sets. I think, yeah, nothing of that sort nothing of that sort exists in set. It is not ordered. It is just unique. It is not ordered. Okay, it is not ordered. And set operations, and I'm just converting this into set again. Wait. CD back from the black to the, and how else, and you can okay, cool. You can store this kind of information also. uh, there are like usernames are unique. There are also just like stocks, they are also unique. You can store, like, I think for Apple it is Apple, for BMW it can be something else. Okay, you can store that sort of information. I don't know why am I going into such examples. Okay, so what you can do is you can add an element to the set uh, by just saying add, by just writing using this function add, and using a particular string. Okay, we can even add more to this. Add, maybe I'll add ibad. Okay, and then maybe we can add the number one. Let's see if it works. Sorry, and there's, so you can see one was added to it, and ibad was also added to it. You can see first there was one here. There is no particular order. Like, there is no particular indexing that is being followed. They are just, it is not ordered. That's what is important. Keep this in mind. And you can remove a particular element from a set. Okay, like in this case we are removing, and okay, so here you can see NSY NC where we were removing. This is again, set is not very important, but yeah, you should know about all the data structures and basic functions of them. You can add element like this, you can remove elements in this, and you can do something like this. And this is something that we'll be using in our final project, is this particular in it. And we have not talked about this in particular thing. Okay, we will. Okay, let's do it right now. So this operator, this is a particular operator, and it returns true if this statement is true. If it means AC AC/DC in A. Okay, if it is present in A, we know that it is present in A. It will return true. You can also write not in. You know the negation, like there is OR gate. There are also NOR gates. There is AND gate. There is NAND gate. This is something like that. If we know AND gate, we know that 0 0 will be 0, 0 1 will be 0, 0 0 will be 0. Sorry, 1 0. 1 0 will be 0, and 1 1 will be 1. And for NAND, this will not be true. I will have to see. I don't want to show you something NAND or that is wrong. Okay. Yeah. So for the rest of the, if I am using if I use negation, that is n means negation. If you don't know, yeah, n means negation. That means not. So 0 0 will be 1, 0 1 will be 1, 1 0 will be 1, and 0 1 1 will be 0. So this is reciprocal. ये उल्टा है किसका? NAND gate is NAND gate is negation of AND gate. Okay, so similar thing is happening here. So like AC in A would have returned true, AC not in A, that means it would return true if it is not in A, but it is in A, so it will return false. What happened? Okay, key error, sorry, because we have already removed this. And yes, oh, great. So what is happening? I was telling you before that there are some operations that do not make changes to the original data structure. Remember, I told you in string that whatever we are doing, upper, lower, it is not making changes to the original string. Okay, but in this case, whatever you do, it is making changes to the original data structure. I already wait. I'll add NYSC again, and when I remove, it will not generate error. But I have already removed NSYNC. So when I run this again, it is saying that there is no NSYNC. Okay, so it is making the changes to the original data structure. We will see more of it, don't worry. We will see when we'll be covering lists. There will be a lot of important things that we'll be talking about, things like these. Okay, so ACDC is not in A, so it will return false now because it is in A. Okay, so this way, not in, you can see different things. Okay, you can use these logics for different things. We will be using these logics in our final project. Here it just got what do you mean, it just got introduced here. Okay, not. Now we have two sets. Okay, this is the similar to set theory. I will not be going in much detail here. Okay, so these are two sets. You can see okay, these are two different sets, and you can see we are first just printing the two sets. Nothing is cool, nothing. So now we want to find the intersection between these two. So we will just use and. You know intersection, what intersection means. If you don't know, it is just what is common in between them. What is common in between them? First, I can see ACDC is common in between them, and back in black is common in between them. So this AND operation, this intersection operation, this will give us, okay, these two things, these two elements are common in this. So depending on the situation, it can be useful. You just need to know that, okay, what is the difference? Okay, what you just need to know about different operations when you need to apply and something like this comes up. you can use this information. Okay. Now the second thing is difference. You can find all the elements that are only contained in, okay, difference is used for something like this. Okay, whatever element is which element in A, that is which element in album set 1 that is not in album set 2. We can see here Thriller is in album set 1 and not in album set 2. So this will be printed. Okay, so Thriller is the one thing. You can even do a reverse. Album set 2 and album set 1. What will be the answer? What is that element that is not in album set 1 and that is in album set 2? If you look at it right here. Can somebody answer? What is in album set 2 that is not in album set 1? What is in album set 2? Are you guys sleepy? This is not difficult. Yeah, Dark Side of the Moon. Okay. And one of the reasons for these long sessions is because first, I think that if you want to learn programming, you need to spend a lot of time altogether in order to get because if there is a lot of gap in between sessions, you forget a lot of things. One of them is one of the reasons of the long sessions is that, and another reason that for long sessions is because I have my exams in some time, and this workshop was supposed to happen on 27th last month, but then there were some of you had exams and some of you uh, so it got delayed to 5th, and I could not delay it anymore. Otherwise, I could have maybe relaxed the sessions a little bit. But yeah, I have my exams coming. So the dark side of the moon. Okay, that is something common. Difference. Okay, we saw dark side of the moon. Use an intersection method to find. Okay, what is intersection? We just saw that there are two. These are the two things that are in common. Okay, no, these are two different methods. We use it like this, and sorry, you can also find intersection with using intersection method like this. Okay, the result is the same, but the result is the same, but yes, there is a different function that exists for. You can also find union. These are all the things. Okay, what is the union together? What are the elements union of the set? These are is superset. Okay, is a particular set a superset of another? You can use this. Nothing very important. Is subset. You can use maybe for this you can use this. What do you mean? What do I mean? You can read through this notebook yourself and see all these operations. And please download these notebooks once I upload them. Once we finish this workshop, these will be very useful to you in case you need to recapitulate anything. Okay. Now there is nothing very important here. I'll give you questions. Okay. I'll give you some questions later because we have 3 days, at least 3 days, we don't have any workshop session. So this is it for today.